Hi, good evening to Miss Kathy. So today we are going to present for our assignment, which is speaking and listening skills. My name is Nur Iman Einnara binti Muhammad Kifli.
Hi, my name is Khairunisya binti Muhammad Raza Dahya.
Hi, madam. I'm Joshua Abishegam Analaki Arudas here.
So the theme of our presentation that we have chosen is Flora and Fauna. So what topic have we decided to choose? Well, we decided to choose to talk about tardigrades. So you may be wondering, what are tardigrades? That sounds like a very fancy name. Well, ladies and gentlemen and Miss Kathy, this is a tardigrade. Now, this may seem like a very peculiar creature considering that it looks something otherworldly. This is actually a tiny microscopic animal called tardigrades, also known as water bears. So they are actually anthropods, which basically means that they are kind of related to animals like insects, spiders, crustaceans, and velvet worms. However, scientists have decided that they are not closely related to anything else in this planet. So you may be wondering, why did we choose tardigrades? Well, first things first, where can we find these animals? Tardigrades can be found almost anywhere on planet Earth. They can be found in lichens. The first picture here is a picture of a lichen. The second picture is that they can be found in fresh water. They can also be found in earth or soil, and also can be found in moss on wood and rocks. They can also be found in deserts, under sands, and despite the heat. They can also be found in Arctic and ice and glacier environments, top of volcanoes, and to the bottom of the ocean, and by seasides. Well, now that I've explained how diverse their living and habitat is, let me tell you how big these animals are. Well, obviously, they're literally everywhere, but we can never see them with the naked eye, considering the fact that these tardigrades are only around 0.5 to 2 millimeters long maximum, which is not very big at all. So they're very tiny. And the fact that they're small means you need a cheap microscope to see them. No, you don't need an expensive microscope. Any cheap microscope should do the trick. So take a look at this picture of this tardigrade. You can see these two eyes that they have. Those, well, they are eyes, but they're not like our eyes. These eyes are basically just two photosensitive cells. They are sensitive to light. So they can detect light, but they don't see the way we see. Now, if you see this animal, this tardigrade here, they're also called as water bears, as I mentioned just now. And the reason why they're called water bears is because if you look at the little claws at the edge of their feet, is that they kind of resemble little bear claws. Well, they don't look like bears. They don't have fur or anything, but the person who discovered them just thought that they kind of look like bears because they have claws. Now, this is another picture of tardigrade. It's kind of cute in a way, doesn't it? So, fun fact about the tardigrade is that tardigrades have been around for approximately 500 million years. Now, the picture that I show here is a picture of Bjorn leggi, which is an extinct species of tardigrade found in 1964. It's found enclosed in amber. So, tardigrades have been around for so long. How? Okay, let me explain. Earth is approximately 4 billion years old. That's a long time. And throughout the history of life, there have been 5 major extinctions that we know about. The first major extinction is called the Ordovician Silurian major extinction, which happened 440 million years ago and is the second largest extinction event to ever exist. In fact, it wiped out about 85% of all marine species. It comes in 2 waves. The first wave is caused by rapid glaciation, which basically means the Earth cools down too rapidly. And the second wave is caused by lack of oxygen in water. So many animals, especially marine animals, died out. Now, the second major extinction is called the Devonian extinction, which happened 365 million years ago, which also mainly affects marine life. Not much is known about this extinction, and scientists don't even know what caused it. The third extinction is called the Permian extinction, which happened 252 million years ago and as far as scientists know, it's the largest extinction event to have ever existed. In fact, it's so large that the Permian extinction wiped out 96% of all marine animals. That's right, 96% of all animals, of all marine animals died out during this extinction event. The cause is not exactly known, though there have some speculations about lack of oxygen in water and starvation may have caused. It wiped out 83% of all insects and 2 out of 3 of all amphibians, reptiles, and proto-mammals. Now, I say proto-mammals is because mammals have yet to exist yet back then. Now, the next extinction event is the Triassic-Jurassic extinction, which happened 201.3 million years ago and wiped out most of the large amphibians. Now, the next extinction event is perhaps the most famous extinction event. Practically everyone knows this. This is called the Cretaceous Paleogene, which happened 66 million years ago. Some say 65 million years ago. And this is the infamous extinction that wiped away the dinosaurs. Now, we all know that dinosaurs are obviously extinct. And the reason why they're extinct is because a meteorite crashed on Earth, wiping them off. In fact, no animal over the weight of 25 kilograms, no land animal above the weight 25 kilograms survived this extinction. Now, somehow, why I'm saying all this is because I want to point out that tardigrades is such an ancient animal, and somehow they managed to survive all 5 of these major extinctions. Now, how did they do it, you may ask? I'm going to let my teammate Nara to explain the rest. Thank you.
Okay, so as Nisha was saying, tardigrades have an impressive capability to survive. They can also survive in heat. These microanimals live in both fresh and salt water. New research finds that the creatures rapidly wilt under heat. Tardigrades can also live around volcanic vents at the bottom of the ocean, which means they have a huge field. Against that kind of event, that would be catastrophic for humans. So next, tardigrades also can live in cold places such as Arctic ice and Arctic water and so on. So tardigrades are well known to survive freezing in the dehydrated state, but are also reported to survive exposure fully hydrated. Tardigrades need to be covered in water to live, but some can shut down as they dry out instead of dying. So tardigrades that survive drying are also able to survive freezing, but how they work is still a mystery, still waiting to be solved.
Well, now we're going to talk about how tardigrades can survive in radiation. Well, tardigrades are found in water environments around the whole world, including mountainous, deep sea, and Antarctic environments. The researchers apparently discovered that a tardigrade protein named DSUP binds to chromatin, DNA inside cells, and forms a protective cloud against a very extreme survival that traits such as radiation damage, which is very, very bad. So no doubt at all, they can actually survive even after they've gone through radiation process. Well, let's come to my favorite part, which is space. So now if you ask me, can tardigrades actually survive in space? Well, the answer is yes, obviously. Cute microscopic animals called tardigrades obviously are found almost anywhere in the space atmosphere. Tardigrades could literally survive in space despite the fact that the temperature there might actually reach negative 270 degrees Celsius. They can also cold vacuum of outer space. So finally, we're gonna be talking about the water part. Apparently, tardigrades are semi-aquatic. They can actually survive in watery as well as terrestrial environments. For examples, from oceans and lakes to mountains, forests, and sand dunes. They are pretty much found all over the world, from frigid Antarctic glaciers to active lava fields. So I think it's very interesting. They are most commonly found living in moss, which can be found anywhere near our area and our housing area.
So the fact that tardigrades can survive beyond boiling waters or can survive up to negative 250, 270 degrees Celsius, or can even tolerate radiation that would otherwise kill any other human, you might be wondering, are they even from Earth? Are they aliens? Well, no, unfortunately. They definitely did come from Earth. Well, they were first described by a German zoologist named Johann August Ephraim Goetz in 1773. Now, this zoologist is also a priest, and he found little tardigrades under the microscope. So he named them tardigrada, which basically means slow steppers because they have tiny footsteps. They move kind of slow. In 1977, Lazzaro Spallanzani, an Italian biologist, he found out that tardigrades can survive extreme conditions by making transformations that my friends have already explained. So when they were discovered, they did find out that tardigrades were originally from Earth and definitely not from anywhere out of space. So I will let Nara continue next.
So you guys must be wondering, what do tardigrades eat? So tardigrades actually eat most of them eat algae and flowering plants, such as piercing plant cells and sucking out their contents through their tube-shaped mouth. Some, however, are carnivorous and may eat other tardigrades. So that's all from me, and I'm going to assign this to Nisha.
So, in conclusion, tardigrades are impressive beings. It's really such a waste that they're incredibly small and we can't see them. I mean, honestly, just imagine if they're slightly bigger. They would make pretty cool pets, wouldn't they? Well, I personally think that they're very impressive, and it's such a waste that we cannot possess their skills yet, considering the fact that they are just very tough animals. I mean, if you get a cat, for example, and you throw it in a pot of boiling water, it's not going to live. But a tardigrade can survive all that. So the fact that they're very small means that it's kind of a waste that we can't see them.
The reason why we chose Flora and Fauna as our theme is because nobody actually appreciates nature these days. Because you know why? I don't think so much people appreciate all the greenery that we will see around the world nowadays. People are not taking it as the major thing that God created for us. And honestly, for me, I think that tardigrades are really small. I wish they're a little more bigger so that I can keep them with me always.
So, do you think nature is beautiful? So that's all from us today. Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much, madam.
Bye, madam. Take care.